Well, hey guys, welcome back to In the Shop series. So on the bench today, we've got a Seagull S6 made by Godin Guitars right here in Quebec, Canada. And it's probably one of the most underrated acoustic guitars on the market. So let's get started.
We're silent guitars.
So this customer's brought this in that he'd like to have some lower action. So we're going to do two things. We're going to put some lighter gauge strings, and these are some D'Addario 1152 phosphorus bronze, and basically give it a cleanup and get her all fixed up and ready to play again. So the first thing I do is before taking off the old strings, we're going to just do a check on what the neck looks like, if it's got some relief or it's got some bow into it. So right there, there is very, very little space between any of the frets and the net ruler here. So that is a good start. So the guitar doesn't have any buzzing on it right now. So what I'll do is before putting the new strings on, okay, we're going to get some adjustment on the truss rod to lower the action a little bit. So basically, if we want to get a lower action, which means that the strings need to be closer to the neck, we're going to have to rotate the truss rod in a clockwise direction. So we're going to start with maybe 2 quarter turns here. Let's see what that gives. Now, if we measure, actually I measured it before, but we were, let's say 1.75 to just under 2, and now we're at 1.5 and 1.75. So let's see if we get any buzzing anywhere. Okay, so we can go probably another quarter turn. See, so really important. So that last turn is starting to get really hard to turn, which means that we don't have too much more that we can go and get the truss rod to go a little further. Okay, well, that's close enough. So we're gonna keep going, do a cleaning right now, take off the strings, and basically once we put the strings back on, then we'll redo the truss rod and see where we're at. Okay, so when I'm taking off the strings, I basically like to loosen everything up so that there's very little tension. Okay, because the less tension, then I can pull the pins out. Now, lots of ways we can pull these pins out, okay, but I've got tools, I've got different things that we can do, but I've got a trick that I use all the time that works really well. So this is kind of a little tool that pulls these up, but they're okay, but I find they're like once you get here and they're still not pulled, there's nothing you can do. So what I like to do, I just basically use a pliers, but in order not to scratch the guitar, okay, I put my fingers at the bottom, okay, and I pull it out. So just very light pressure at the bottom, put my fingers as a lever, I just come out like that and it pops out. So you're not touching the body of the guitar with anything metal, very important, okay, but it gives just enough pressure to just pop it out. And my thumb is going right underneath here, right there, so it pops out. Comes off like that. Comes off like that. So if they're still stuck in, sometimes they're stubborn and they don't want to come out. And so very simple, we just cut them out here. So there seems to be a lot of winding on these strings, so it doesn't help for the tuning when there's lots of winds. I like to put 2 in there at minimum. Okay, so I basically like to protect the body here. So I use 4 of these little terry cloths. Okay, and that's so none of the body gets dirty, because I usually use some Murphy's oil, but the first thing we're going to do is just give it a light fret buzz. Okay, so I have these fret covers. So the small ones go down here, the larger ones are up here. Essentially, I'm using a fret eraser, and I have multiple grades, but this is a 400, not much left of it. I think it was 800, but 400 is my preference. I find it works really well. So we just put some light pressure, okay? And all we want to do is just buff out any corrosion that's on there, any kind of guck that's built up. Okay, and this is not a fret leveling. It really is not meant to adjust the fret heights. It's just really a cleaning. And this guitar doesn't have any fret issues, so it does not require a fret filing. But if you look at our channel, I will certainly post some other videos on fret filing. Now you want to be careful not to go on the wood. If we go on the wood, it's basically, this is an abrasive, you know, kind of like sandpaper, and it's going to mar the wood, and we don't want that. Okay, so with a little bit of Murphy's oil, okay, and this is, I find it really works well on the fretboard because it's not too oily, but it is a oil, you know, preservative. And it's really good for the fretboard. And what I tend to use is basically a very soft bristle brush. Okay, kind of like this, a very soft bristle brush. Okay, and this is not damaging to the wood, but it really is able to get all the gunk out of everywhere. In circular motions, kind of like that. All right. And then with some paper towels, we'll clean it all up. Now you can see that's all dirt from the fingerboard. And you see why I use these towels here, so we don't end up getting any kind of spillage on the rest of the guitar, because this is an oil-based cleaner. So not ideal that we get it over the rest of the guitar. All right, so once that's done, very cool. All right, so that's good for here. Then we're going to take, okay, I have a very light cleaner. Okay, this is called OxyClean. It's very, very light, and it's not harmful for the wood or the finish, but I just like to get everything cleaned up. Okay, all the dust out of it. Okay, and then we'll use another product that's going to give it a little polish. Okay, this is a matte finish. So I don't spray any of this on the guitar itself. I just spray on the cloth and just put it on, and this will remove any kind of guck or dust, anything that's on the guitar. So basically, now we're gonna put the strings back on. There's a couple of things I do before putting the strings on. Okay, and that is we're going to tighten up all of the tuning pegs. Okay, so I use here a little husky. Okay, and just, they got to be tight, but not crazy tight that they'll damage. Okay, that's good. Okay, and another thing we do here is all of the tuning keys, okay, we'll make sure that they're nice and tight. They don't want to be crazy tight that they can't turn, okay, but just give them a light adjustment so that this is a little bit loose. Okay, that's good. So that's nice and tight. Once that's done, here we go. So once we got all this set up, now we can start putting the strings on. So again, we got our D'Addario Phosphorus Bronze Light 1152s. This is a match set. Okay, so these are the D'Addarios. They're all color coded. All right. So what I like to do is we get the pins back here. All right. And we put these in. So I put these in by hand and then kind of pull up the strings with some pressure. And once we put this pressure in, nice and tight, and that comes up this way. All right, and we just keep going. Different strings have different color coordination. Sometimes they're all the same color, but then they're packed in different separate packs, so you can tell which ones are what. They've got labels on them, like the Slinkies. All right, so now we've got here black. Okay. Green here. Okay. And then we got the last two. We got the B string. Okay. And the A string. E string is in there. Perfect. All right, so before we put the strings on, okay, we're going to hydrate the fingerboard. And my choice is, this is from D'Addario. It's kind of like a lemon oil, but specifically made for fingerboards. So I have this rag, already has plenty of oil on it. So a couple of drops kind of goes on here like this. Okay, and then we get it to go all evenly on. Nice and even. Okay, and what this does is get some hydration back in the wood. Does some cleaning. And it looks really good right there. All right, so I like to use my Milwaukee hand drill. I've got a kind of a drill string winder, goes really well. I set the chuck, really low at like just 1, and that usually works really well. So we got here. Okay, leave about kind of a finger's length in there. That's going to give us about 2 winds. Put a little pressure here. Now the trick is keeping pressure on while you're spinning it up. Okay, and then with your finger here. Just keep some pressure there. And we cut that here. And we do the same for the next ones. So ideally, just a little tip here. So I line up, if you can see that on the camera, where the string tree is, the tuner, just straight ahead. Okay, like that. Little space, a little tug, it's going to give it a little kink, and I go in. So what's important here is you got to just make sure that they're back in the grooves of where they were supposed to be originally, and just give it an eyeball here. It looks pretty good. I think that's great. Okay, we're going to tune it. So what I like to do, both on electrics and acoustics, is essentially give them a little string stretch. So I've got this little tool from Stu Mac called a stretcher. So it just kind of goes in like this, and you just pull a little bit. Okay, and it just stretches out a little bit. So there's a lot of tension on acoustics. So I do them twice. I go all the way from low E to high E, and then high E back to low E. Okay, that's good. So you see, definitely now we went from an E, we're almost at a C. All right, let's see how that action looks. It's definitely buzzing in a couple of places, so we're going to measure this again. So now that we've got 11s on here, I don't know if you can see that, but this is almost at 1.5, which is really too low for an acoustic. So we're going to bring this guy a little bit back up a little bit. So we're going to go 3/4 turns on here and see how that goes. Alright guys, so that's a wrap today on setting up this beautiful Seagull S6. So don't forget to click on the subscribe button and join us for some more great videos on our new YouTube channel. And until next time, keep on playing, keep on rocking. Peace out from West Island Guitars.